Hey y'all, welcome back to Black Girl Goals and Things with Tyshira. And I know it's been a while since I made a video. Life be lifing, but here we are. So I want to talk about two of my babies, which are two books that I have self-published. And I'm not sure if in my introduction, if I talked about that I was an author, but I'm an author. So I write books and I love writing books for my 20-something-year-olds. A lot of what I do and who I do it for is for those young adults that are struggling with just navigating just adulthood and just all that comes with that, like their career choices, deciding to go to school, navigating the ever-changing relationships, whether that's friendships and or things with their families. That's what I love helping them with. In regards to these books of mine, this was the first one. So this one is titled For the Unguided 20-something-year-old, Advice, Lessons Learned, and Inspiration. So these books, as you can tell by the width, is not that thick. It is about, let's see, and like 80 pages long or so. It has some pages in here where you can, write, kind of answer some questions, do some reflections. What I love about this book is that it covers broadly, I would say, different areas that a 20-something-year-old may be experiencing. So I'd like to just kind of share with you guys the chapter titles. Chapter 1 is titled Writing Helped Me Heal. Chapter 2 is titled Am I Really an Adult? Chapter 3 is titled Awkward. Chapter 4 is titled I Feel Behind. Chapter 5 is titled I Feel Too Ahead. Chapter 6 is titled Taking Risks. Chapter 7 is titled Setting Boundaries. Chapter 8 is titled Addressing Mental Health. Chapter 9 is titled Personal Development. Chapter 10 is titled Grief, but Not As We Know It. And chapter 10 is titled What is the Why for Your Life? And let me count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, chapter 11. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 chapters. Sorry, I miscounted between looking and looking. And so these are like quick reads where I give tons of advice in the book, a lot of the lessons that I've learned as I was navigating my own 20s. And I also incorporated blog pieces in which I was blogging when I was coming across a lot of these different areas that I had questions about or that I was navigating, and it was just really hard to kind of like process. And during the time I was like in therapy and just really, getting to know myself as a young adult. And it's a lot. It's just a lot of things that you're not prepared for. We kind of just like, we grow up, we go through adolescence, and during our teenage years, we struggle the most with like a lot of identity and like figuring out where we belong, what groups, who we want to be, what do we want to identify as, who do we like, who catches our attention, all that type of stuff. And what I found is that like you still struggle with some of those things when you're navigating your 20s. It's just that there's like other big girl things to worry about, where it's like, all this career talk and financial stability and like, living at home and versus like getting your own place. Should you rent? Should you buy? Thinking about family planning and like, do I want to be married? Do I want just a lifelong partner? Like, it's so many different things to think about. So I wanted to write something that was going to be inspirational, going to give tons of advice and just kind of just nuggets and just something to read to make up to help young adults feel like they're not going crazy. That a lot of the things that they are struggling with is real. Like, and a lot of times people, it doesn't just stay in their 20s, that it can go all the way through to their 30s. So this was the first baby. And I love that people were gifting this to their adult children, to siblings, to cousins, to people that they may take care of. And I would say honestly, it's ready for 20 somethings, but if you have somebody who's 18, 19 years old, this would definitely benefit them. You know, I discuss multiple streams of income tips that will help you with making additional income, identifying your purpose so that you can be in alignment with every decision you make in life, preparing professionally after college, and how utilizing your network is connected to your net worth, setting boundaries, which will support you to have healthy relationships with others and yourself, and the importance of taking risks and not letting fear get in the way of the life you desire to have. So that's this one. It is available on Amazon. If you just probably Google my name or just punch this in for the Unguided 20-something-year-old, I feel like that one look a little dirty. It's like a matte material, which I love. It's smooth. The second baby, which was birthed last year in October. Yes, October. So this one, very different. Okay, we upgraded the look of it. It's titled For the Unguided 20-something-year-old, The Professional Playbook. I had so much fun. I have fun writing both these books, okay, y'all? But this second one was like my jam because I cover everything from, I feel like, just for analogy, you know, example, like from A to Z on helping a young person, you know, get prepared for the professional world. So in this one, this one's about 10 chapters. And the titles for this, chapter 1 is To Achieve a Goal, Have a Plan. Chapter 2 is Gap Years. I'm actually going to pay attention to the chapter so I don't miss anything. Chapter 3 is The Value in Volunteering. Chapter 4, Power of Transferable Skills. Chapter 5, Road Mapping Success. Chapter 6, No Means Next Opportunity. Chapter 7, What is a Career Coach? Chapter 8, What is Professional Development? Chapter 9, Professional Etiquette 101. And Chapter 10, Social Media and Networking sites. So this one is definitely more of like a workbook. So you read, and then there is things like this, if you can see, kind of like creating like a professional success plan. So you have spaces where you can answer the questions, you can write in here. And I love that because a lot of times, like, you are reading something you might want to highlight, you may not go back. And for some people, it's easier just to like read and then like be able to jot down. So I wanted that type of like flow for the young readers. I totally enjoy talking about all of these things because they're so important. And this book was written with two groups of people in mind. Okay, when we're thinking about young adults, we're thinking about 20 somethings. This was written for people who is graduating, you know, in high school and have no desire to go to college. They want to just kind of go into the workforce and do their thing. So this helps prepare those group of people. This also helps prepare those who do go to some form of college, whether it's a 2-year school or 4-year school. And because when people are in college, they don't really utilize all of the resources, meaning they're not going to the career development department, you know, going to the events that they put on, speed dating in the sense of speed interviewing, going to like the events where they have the vendors, where like places that people can kind of chat with that can provide them an internship or a job out of college. People not paying attention to those type of things. So I said, you know what? With me knowing that, it was like that when I was in school, I'm going to write a book where they can look through and, you know, read about how to prepare, you know, preparing for their first interview. What do you need to research about the company to see if it aligns with your values, and facts and things you can ask about in the interview, because that's important. They're going to ask you so many questions, and at the end, they're going to say, do you have any questions for us? And I have always amazed people by the questions that I ask in my interview, and I was always remembered for that. So I talk a lot about that. I give so many nuggets in here on ways that people, like different types of certificates or skills or trainings that people can go after depending on whatever their field is. So I try to cover like a nice range of it. But if people kind of just, if their field isn't covered in like here, where you kind of can see them all. If it's not covered, you can kind of like get the idea if you wanted to Google or kind of like just figure out what different things you can do to kind of like you know, boost up your resume, kind of boost up your skill set. I put in here quizzes that people can take to help them identify areas that they're good at, because what also happens is that people, and I know this just being a therapist and a lot of young adults that I see, that I spend a lot of time with, that I hang out with in therapy, they don't really know what their purpose is. They don't really know what they do well, or they know what they do well, or they have things that they love, but they don't think that they can make a living from it. So, and I love talking about that stuff. I love helping them to problem solve and, you know, get down to the nitty gritty of, you know, making that reality for them. So also available on Amazon. And I swear to you, if you just typed in For the Unguided 20-something-year-old, both of these books should come up. If you was to put my name in there, you can see other things too. So I'm just excited. I'm excited to share these with you guys, and just also the lives that would be changed by these babies. And I just wanted to come on and just kind of like show you guys, you know, what I've done, what I have worked on, and why I love doing what I do, and that I'm only always going to do what I love. And when you do that, people, it will show, it'll be very evident. And that's, you know, these are my babies. So I'm just excited. I'm excited to be consistent with this channel. I know I missed some because honestly, y'all, it just could be a lot. Like, I talk all day for a living, and then to sit and think about content, and then if I want to be very proactive with content, planning content out, and I was like, some days, y'all, I had the motivation, I had the like I had that hustle in me to get it done, and then like I was just too tired. Like, I didn't feel like setting up, I didn't feel like looking away. I'm still getting over an allergic reaction with my face. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to still show up because I have to. I don't want to have it be too long before I do a video. Also, that has been the pattern where I did 1 or 2 videos, and then I look back and I'm like, oh, wow, that was 6 months ago. Or like this time where I went back and looked at old videos I did, it was a year ago. I didn't want to do that. But also, I told myself, do not put too much pressure on yourself. You know, when you have a clear mind, you know, think about what you want to talk about, and this is your channel. You talk about whatever you want to talk about. That's why it's called Black Girl Goals and Things, because we can talk about executing on our goals, and we can talk about many other things. So, and I'm just excited to show more of my personality over here, and just in general, and that's about it, y'all. That's what I had today, and I don't really want to make my videos too long. I'm just naturally letting myself flow, but because I don't really have much more to talk about, I'm going to end it here. I do have another thing that I created, but I'm not going to introduce it right now. If you happen to find it because you go searching for these books, feel free to let me know and be like, Ty, I found your other thing, I'm gonna say thing that you created, and which you can get it from Amazon as well. If you find it, let me know. Maybe I'll create some type of prize or something for the first person to let me know that they kind of found my other baby that I created and I ain't tell nobody about. And that'll be another video. Just know that this is going to be real transparency, authenticity on this page. But if you happen to find it, let me know. I am going to talk about it, but if you find it before the next video, maybe perhaps something about a prize or something, I don't know. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here because my thing's about to fall out my ear, and I'm just going to kind of like relax before my last session for today. But I appreciate all those who will be following along with this content, subscribing, and like sharing with your girlfriends. I appreciate it, and just let me know what you think in the comment. See ya.